What is psychological testing? I'm Dr. Quincee Gideon. I'm a clinical psychologist, and I help people better understand their diagnoses so that they can function better in their lives. So what is psychological testing or psych testing? It usually has two important components. The first is going to be a conversation that you have with a psychologist. This is going to be to help us understand your perception, the way that you see things, the way that you've experienced some of your symptoms over time. And then the second part is going to be either a computerized or a paper and pencil type test. And there's a lot of those. Like we spend several hours in testing with you taking some of those quizzes or tests or different games or projects that we might have you do in order to fully understand how you are cognitively functioning, emotionally functioning, or how you're perceiving the world. So what exactly are these tests? Well, they can only be performed by psychologists. So that's a good first question to ask if you are seeking testing from someone. Only psychologists are trained and able to do these types of tests. The second thing is that they are validated by a lot of science. So a lot of history has gone into testing the validity of these tests. And what that means is we simply look at how others have responded to these different questions, these different tests, and how you're responding. And we meet somewhere in the middle to help us understand exactly what's going on for you so that we can make some really good educated guesses on diagnoses, functioning, and what you might need in order to thrive in life. These tests are completely non-invasive. No one's going to hook you up to something and measure anything. These are all going to be paper and pencil or computerized tests where you just simply answer questions. So what happens after the testing? Well, we take all of the pieces of information, both what happened during your chat or your interview with the psychologist and what happened in the testing. We crunch a whole bunch of numbers and we write really extensive reports for you. And we take all of that information and we present it to you and we say, hey, based on everything that we gathered, this is what we think is going on. Why is that important? We think diagnoses can be really, really powerful. They can be really empowering for the people who fully understand what's going on, and that's you. We want you to understand how you might be functioning, not as a way to categorize you as broken or in some sort of subset of folks. It's simply to help you understand what you might need in order to thrive. So for instance, if we diagnose someone with ADHD, we want them to take that information and be able to adapt and thrive in their school, work, and relationships. That starts with the diagnosis. That starts with us helping you understand what is going on in the first place in order for us to then use resources to help you then thrive. Hopefully we help you get a very clear and helpful diagnosis, and then you can take this to different settings in your life. You can take this to your therapist. You can take this to work. If you so choose, you can take this to your school and say, hey, here's some things that are going on, and I could use these accommodations. I could use these supports in order for me to really do my job really well here. So what's next? Right now, we only serve California residents. We can do these tests virtually, so don't be scared if you don't live right in Los Angeles where we're located. You reach out by scheduling a consultation. There's a link in the description, and you'll meet with a psychologist directly, and we'll talk with you through all of your different questions. We'll talk you through the process, and we'll help support you every step of the way.